Greetings, gamers. This is Azul, and you're listening to
Multiplaying!
Aged to Perfection, just like my cheese.
Hello, you're listening to Multiplaying. We are a companion podcast to multiplaying.net, a blogging forum, gaming community, extravaganza. And this is our podcast on all that concerns us. Hosting today is Ab.
Hello.
And Aruth.
Hi there.
Pazzolupo.
Hey.
Slurms.
Yo.
And myself, Zeli. What you playing, drinking combo? Ab.
What am I drinking now?
Yeah, what you playing and drinking?
Later? I'm drinking Tree Fort Beer by Arbor Brewing Company.
Ann Arbor Brewing.
Yeah. No, it's Arbor Brewing Company. It's just called Arbor Brewing Company. But it's out of Ann Arbor, yeah. It's a wheat beer. It's good. What I've been playing is Batman Arkham Asylum. Pretty much that's all I've been playing. Got that the other day. Anyone else played that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played the demo, but not the full game yet.
Ooh, that sumbitch is good. It's really good. Yeah. Did you get the whole game, Slurm?
Oh yeah, I saw on the post that you had picked it up, and I was like, some bitch. I was like, I wanted the game so bad, and I ended up taking a bunch of games that I don't play anymore, and got anally raped at GameStop, and walked away with Batman.
There were some places that sounds like fun.
Not a bad deal.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I know the people there really well now.
There were a couple of places that were doing specials, like Toys R Us. I guess they have some type of reward membership thing, a free one. They gave you a $30 gift card if you bought it. And
oh wow!
I got mine at Best Buy.
And I could have picked up like Pokemon cards then.
Yeah, you could have gotten
or something worthwhile.
Yeah, instead of getting anally raped, you could have
got some Barbies.
I could have got yes.
And I got it at Best Buy, and I got a $10 gift card, and there was 2 like Batman cartoon movies that they gave you. So I got it there. But that game is really good.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. How far into it are you?
I'm only a couple hours in. So
like, have you fought any like bosses?
Yeah, I've gone through a couple bosses. I think I've gone through 2 bosses by now.
Okay, you're probably about the same place I am.
It's got a lot of different gameplay ideas. It does stealth. It does melee combat. It does a detective type thing, and it's not really particularly deep in any one of them. It's a pretty forgiving game, actually. I'm playing on the normal difficulty, but it's fun. The stealth isn't punishing at all. If you make a mistake, you can pretty easily get out of the situation, and the stealth parts are more like a chess game. You hang up in the ceiling area of each map, and you have a stealth detective mode that you can look at and see how many people are there, what their heart rate is like, and they'll get freaked out as you pick them off one by one. So you can drop in behind one guy, do a silent takedown, and then zip right back up into the ceiling. And it's really funny to watch their interactions as they see that one of them's been picked off. And then, like, I was playing today, and there was 9 of them, and I picked one of them out, and 2 guys decided to team up, and one guy was covering the back of the other one as they moved around, and the other one's kind of kept solo, and the Joker would keep taunting them as well as taunting you through the PA, and it was really cool to watch some of that. So that's my favorite part of the game. But the detective mode stuff is pretty good, and the combat, the animations look great. It's really simple.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous game.
Yeah, it looks great, and the combat is very simple. It kind of reminds me of Assassin's Creed type, where you have attack and you have a counter, and they call it free flow combat, but that's just some marketing thing. It's just that you feel like though I jumped into a group of 10 guys, and none of them, they won't all just jump on you, but multiple people will attack at once, and you can kind of counter and keep attacking and plan it out and try to rack up some good combos. So I don't know, I'm really, really enjoying it. It's definitely the best Batman game I've ever played.
Oh yeah, it's by far the best Batman game that I can't remember a comic book hero game period that actually made you feel like what you would expect the comic book character to feel like this does.
The only other one that I like the X-Men the X-Men Alliance and the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games.
The Marvel Alliance was good, but I mean,
they didn't give you that sense of power. I mean, it was
right, exactly. It felt just like your standard action
arcade
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more like Gauntlet, but with superheroes.
Yeah. The
This
only
is
other
exactly
one
what it was.
the only one I can think of that made me kind of feel like the character was Spider-Man 2, and that was just because it let you go around the whole city. And it wasn't particularly great in its combat, and it got really repetitive, but it did give you that sense of, feeling like you went around, like you were the hero. The only other game I can think of, but it doesn't really count as a comic book, is Infamous. It made you feel like you had these powers.
Well, it's comic book inspired though, so
Yeah. So I was trying to
That's
debate which game I preferred, because I love Infamous was my game of the year so far, and I guess I have to wait and see how I like Batman as it goes here.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking I'm going to like Batman more.
See, I just got done. I just actually earlier today I beat Bane.
Yeah.
That's the last thing that I did. The last thing I did in the game. The only qualm, like, I absolutely love the game so far. The part when you go up against pseudo up against, if you will, Scarecrow.
Yeah.
That part freaked me the hell out.
I love that
When you
part.
walk into the morgue, it was freaking me out because I had headphones on listening to it and it was dark. Ooh.
Yep.
But anyways, the only qualm that I have with the game so far is I'm kind of getting sick of going through crawl spaces.
It hasn't bothered me.
It seems almost excessive to a degree that no wonder people escape from Arkham so much, because there's so many crawl spaces in that place.
I was thinking that today as I went and busted one open. At that moment, it took me out of the game, where I was thinking this, there's no way that it would be designed like this. But
Right.
I think you only notice that just because everything else seems so organic and well thought out. But
the environment in that game is astounding. But the one thing I actually kind of laughed about was I finally got to the part after killing Bane. I went and found the Bat Cave that's on Arkham Island.
Yeah.
And then you get that grappling hook, which you can use for various things. But the one that they initially have you use it on is to pull
boxes.
Boxes. But then right after that, they have you pull a grate off of a ductwork so that you can fly up to it. And it's like, oh, great. So not only can I do it by hand, now I have a weapon that I can use to pull.
Yeah, I was kind of the opposite, just because I had exploring the open, not open world, but those more open outside areas. I had found some of those, and I just knew this is kind of be like a Metroid type thing where you get something and you can come back later. So I was kind of just more excited, like, ooh, I can go back to those places now and get up into there. I really like, and I guess I don't mind those as much because there's a lot of hidden stuff in those, and I really like the Riddler taunting you as you find more and more of those things. Right. I could see myself trying to track down all 240 or whatever it is of those, and just the atmosphere and the extras, the profiles you get that go through and tell you when they first appeared, their personality traits, and the recorded interviews from when they're in Arkham are really cool. I mean, that game just I like the
little history of Arkham things that you find every once in a while.
The ghostly voice.
Yeah, well, the voice is a little bit overdone, but actually just hearing the history of the founding of Arkham and everything, that I think is pretty cool.
Yeah. So there's been, I've heard from other podcasts and stuff that there's some things that they weren't allowed to talk about in reviews that they asked them not to talk about, and I've heard the reviewers say those were the best parts of the game, some gameplay elements. I'm really looking forward to see what those are, but already a couple hours in, there's been a lot of cool just Batman moments where especially that the end part where Bane jumps out at you again, when he's got Batman. That's awesome. But
scripted sequence, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I'm going to write something up for the site, but I'm going to wait until I'm, if not done with the game most of the way through it, so that I can say, it definitely doesn't get worse, it gets better or whatever. That's what I'm curious about right now.
Yeah, I debated doing a half-assed review, but I'm enjoying it so much that I actually want to play more of it. I don't want to just throw something quick up there.
Yep, exactly. That's what I was getting at. Exactly.
So that's all I've been playing. I just got that.
Too.
That's it.
You can skip me now because that's all I've been playing too.
Well, what are you drinking?
Myself, I am just sticking with the Diet Coke tonight. I am out of stuff to make amaretto sours, alas.
Aw.
Aw.
Aruth, what are you playing? What are you drinking?
For drinking, I'm going nice and easy with Diet Mountain Dew. My house is dry right now. I need beer. I got nothing. I got a bottle of coconut rum in the cabinet, but nothing to really put it in, and it's kind of nasty just by itself. So
you're all hopped up from Mountain Dew.
Yeah. well, Diet Mountain Dew. It's
It's gonna
only
come at
half
you
the
like a
hop.
spider monkey.
Exactly. It's not any freaky. It's not like any freaky wow flavored the Mountain Dew either.
Or the Hoarder Alliance or
But
whatever.
there's no
Not
Night
me.
Elf on
The
the
Night
can.
Elf Mountain Dew. The Wouten Dew.
It tastes like Night Elf.
Hot.
As far as
Maybe.
games, well, I've been messing around with some older games, some games that have been sitting on my hard drive for years, and just trying to clean them up a little bit. Play some of the old stuff like Dark Messiah of Might and Magic. I don't know if you guys ever tried that one, but
Yeah.
it was pretty cool in its time because it was one of the few games where you can really use the environment around you as a weapon. You can kick guys back onto spikes and stuff like that, and pretty much kills them instantly. And you can throw oil at them and light them on fire, and cool stuff.
Is that a first-person RPG?
It's first person. It's not like the old Might and Magic games where you had a party. You're just running one guy. You can kind of mix between thiefly abilities, warrior abilities, and magic abilities. When you accomplish certain things, you get skill points, which you can spend on any of those 3 trees, and kind of craft your character however you want it to be.
I've always kind of stayed away from the. I don't know what it is. It's just me. I've always stayed away from the first-person like RPGs on the computer because I've always seen the Might and Magics and people buy them up. But I was like, man, I could never get into it. It was like Fallout 3 was probably the first-person RPG, although it was a lot of shooter to it. But I couldn't get into Oblivion too much because of that. So I don't know.
This is the first and maybe the only Might and Magic that did this. There was also Heroes of Might and Magic, which was kind of like a
That was a-
real-time strategy.
Yeah.
That was fun. At least 3. I can't say I played. I think there was also a 4 and a 5.
See, I thought the other ones were first-person.
I don't
No.
think so. No.
No.
No,
really?
they're more like Bard's Tale. Where you grab you build your party and you
Oh.
move in a 3D environment. But anyways, Dark Messiah is a lot of fun. There is a multiplayer element too, but I've never tried that. It's kind of cool. And I've been playing a little bit of DS. I got a couple of games there I'm still working on. My son and I like playing through Lego Indiana Jones, and that one's kind of neat. I don't know if you've ever played it on the DS or not, but things like the torches and stuff, you can blow them out by blowing at the microphone. I thought that was a neat
That's
little,
awesome.
there's a neat little trick in there. Starfleet Tactical Assault. It's kind of fun messing around with that. Some of the games I'm waiting for, though, I mean, other than Aion, which I'd like to give it, I'd like to definitely try the open beta before we get into that, and we're going to talk about that later on. But Dragon Age, I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Can't wait for
Looking
that.
pretty cool. Yeah, I want to definitely see more of that. And the new
That takes-
Wolfenstein, I'm kind of ashamed I haven't gone and bought that yet. That's always been my game, and just never. I don't know. I didn't have the burning desire to rush out and buy the new one, but I do want it. Just not
Looks
quite
pretty
as much
cool.
as I used to. Trine, I've been messing with the demo of that still. I just can't pull the trigger and buy it. I don't know
Yeah. That
if it's got much replayability. It's like one of those games you're probably going to go through it, solve all the puzzles, and then
I've been waiting for that. I love the demo, and it's supposed to have already been out on the PS3, but they hit some snag with the approval process, and now they're saying September. But I want to play that on the big TV. But that game is pretty cool.
it is neat.
The reviews I've heard about Trine is like it's great fun to play with your friends, but as soon as you start playing by yourself afterwards, like after you play with your friends, you play by yourself again, it's not like the same experience at all.
And it only has local local co-op. It doesn't have online
Yeah.
co-op.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
I'm not a big fan of the games. Well, I guess there's a lot of the platformers. I guess that's what this would be categorized as. But
Yeah, kind of.
where you've got to, where you got checkpoints, and the hardest part is like just before the checkpoint, the next checkpoint. So when you
Ugh.
fail,
Yeah.
you
have to go through all that stuff. Yeah.
and you got to listen to the stupid narrator and all that other stuff. And it's like, all right, I know, I heard it before.
I
And
know
you
I
can't-
suck.
You can't skip it even though you saw it the first time.
I know, yeah. So yeah, cool game though. A pretty. I think it's been one of the most unique platformers lately. Anyways, I've never been a huge platformer, but I kind of I watch what's coming out. But I just like things like the wizard, the way he can create a block and
Yeah.
stand on it, and you can. I like creating blocks like up top and then using that to shovel the potions down on top of you and things like that. It's kind of neat. Otherwise, just not playing a whole lot of new stuff. Still messing around with Fallout 3. I like a lot of the community mods for it.
Yes.
There's some really well done stuff out there. Just like Oblivion had a lot of, I guess you call it aftermarket player community add-ons, and Neverwinter Nights too. That was another one that had a lot of good stuff. Fallout 3 has some awesome mods. There's one that, like, they've got all kinds of additional zones that players create. Like someone made Iceland, like Reykjavik or something like that. I don't know, some whole city in Iceland, and you can find your way down to a ship that takes you there, and you can go shoot mutants there and ghouls or whatever. I don't know. I haven't actually tried that, but.
Did you ever try the one that restores vegetation and everything to it?
No, but you know what? I've seen screenshots of somebody's game that had like bushes and stuff, and I was thinking, I don't recall ever seeing that. I mean, it's pretty much just a sea of brown.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was one thing why you guys are talking about, well, played through it this way, and I'm going to play through it now as an evil guy. After playing through it as a good person, or, generally a good karma person anyways.
Yeah.
The world is so shitty as in depressing.
Yeah.
I just can't bring myself to go through his dick.
Yeah.
Should I kill this guy that's begging me for some non-irradiated water?
Yeah. He's got a bottle of dirty water and some potato crisps, and that's what he's been living on. And I want to shoot him and take those two things. Yeah. So,
I definitely have problems with that game, with that too. Even and I loved Oblivion, so it was all over that when it came out. But that game is, just even when you're good, the landscape, and I guess I'm not big into post-apocalyptic stuff, is so depressing in that game.
You wouldn't think post-apocalyptic settings would be depressing.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just
you would think that.
apparently that's just not what I like to see when I play. I
wanted to kick down a door and find a party.
That is what you want to see, because you want to walk around.
Yeah.
You want to walk around and say, "My life is not that bad."
Yeah, but I know my life isn't that bad. I guess I don't have as many issues as you all.
Yeah, you walk around and actually you start feeling really good about yourself. Because you're like, I got a backpack full of drugs, water, food. This guy.
I'm friends with some vampires who aren't really vampires.
Yeah, it's sad because you guys say you have trouble being evil. And meanwhile, I come across that guy. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll get you some clean water, whatever. I come back with a bottle that I've poisoned myself, and I give it to him, then I take his shit. That's like the way I play those games.
Are you serious? You're like the nicest guy ever.
No, but like even in like, for example, in Fallout, I blew up Megaton at my first opportunity. I was like, fuck yeah, I'll blow that shit up.
You're like skipping text. Like, yeah, I'll blow it up, yeah.
That's one of the coolest cutscenes I've seen in a while, too. Of course, I blew it up too, but I did it on my second playthrough. As you're standing on the top of, what is it, Tenpenny Tower, and you're looking out over the landscape, and you see a mushroom cloud.
I didn't blow it up. I killed the guy that wanted me to blow it up.
Oh, well, we were just kidding. It doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Spoilers.
Just a quick backwards introduction. Aruth is not new to the guild. He's been with us since like 2003. He's been a leader in our whole guild as we've been going along for years, but he has just now decided to join us on the podcast. So
I was waiting for just the right time.
And this was it.
This is it. Great timing.
I think you might just be cool enough now that I can join your podcast.
I think you might have joined right after we peaked.
Yeah.
Oh. The podcast jumped the shark tonight. I was here.
Since I've not really played anything new, I'm just doing the TF2 and Farmville, and I have been getting into the My Zoo and Build-A-Zoo, and My Zoo Build-A-Zoo is a Facebook game. I know it's cheesy, but My Zoo is easier, and it's got a really nice interface, but Build-A-Zoo actually uses part of its profits to donate to the WWF.
It's a Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah.
Yes! Yeah. They need new sunglasses, so you've got to do your part, but that one's not as user-friendly, and it is a little more hard to, plan out your profits and sales and stuff.
Bruce the barber needs new scissors.
Yeah.
Hey, what was Macho Man's woman again?
Miss Elizabeth.
That's right.
She's dead.
Yeah, she died. Anyway, since I don't have too much to talk about,
Our thoughts and prayers are with her family at this difficult time. Go ahead.
I'm bowing my head.
Who gave the eulogy?
Oh my gosh, we're heartless. Since
I believe Paul Bearer ran.
This funeral sponsored by Slim Jim.
Undertaker helped out.
Oh, God.
This is terrible.
This is terrible. Since I don't have that much to talk about, I'm going to invite Tack to this. So Tack's joining us. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. And right now, Paz is going to do what he's been drinking and playing.
Welcome to the podcast, Jack.
What was that?
Oh, you'll hear it on replay.
Excellent.
It's
Okay.
dumb. Just know
Yeah,
that.
just
Like anything else that comes out of my mouth.
Hot.
Anyways, done with that.
Oh, I didn't do what I'm drinking, and I got a good drink.
What are you drinking?
Oh, I have Tuscan lemonade, and it's one of those pre-mixy jobbers with it's like vodka and limoncello liquor.
When you said Tuscan, I was thinking garlic. There's gonna be garlic in there or something.
No, I don't know why it's called Tuscan lemonade.
Garlic
I was
vodka.
thinking. I was
It's just
thinking when
what
you
it
drank
said.
it, you'd sounded off like the Raiders in Star Wars.
Hmm. I didn't name it. Paz, what's going on?
Drink wise, I finished off a glass of wine, and I'm out of wine, so I got to go find some vodka in my cupboard whenever I'm done with my segment. But as far as games, I've been like Aruth. I've been playing some of the older games. I've been playing Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. And as we were talking about our morality in these games, I was talking to Tack about it earlier today. I find that I have the most fun whatever game I play, Mass Effect, KOTOR, Baldur's Gate, whatever it is. I have the most fun being 100% evil, endorsing slavers, killing innocent people, spreading plagues, poisoning, I don't know, senators.
supplies.
That's so unlike you, though.
I know,
You're like
I know,
Mr.
but,
Helpful.
like, perfect example. I played Mass Effect. I opened up Mass Effect, and you guys have all played it, right?
Yeah.
Well,
No.
I come across, not Zeli. I come across that scientist. I forget what part it is. I come across a scientist, and I have the option to shoot him in the face. I don't even read the other
Stupid face.
textile.
Stupid face.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that option, I didn't even read the other options. I just hit it immediately. I was like, yes!
Shoot you in your stupid face.
Oh, man. I mean, in KOTOR, I've endorsed slavers, killed innocent villages. I mean, and regarding actually between KOTOR 1 and 2, I know, Abby, you were telling me KOTOR 1 is definitely better and KOTOR 2, and I was talking to Ty about this earlier, and I can see the difference in polish. But there's a lot of things in KOTOR 2 that I like better than KOTOR 1, like the additional lightsaber forms and the bonus powers that you learn and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
I'm still
I mean,
kind
all
of
fluff.
on it.
Well, yeah, that's just advancing on an iteration of the first one. But yeah, I mean,
I know what you mean.
Those things are definitely better and improved. But yeah, the feel of the first one, the story in the first one, way better.
Yeah, like I'm still not done replaying it, and also back to the morality, I still haven't played through on a good character yet on either game. But like even the dialogue, a lot of the options, even some of the more severe choices that you can choose as an evil character like myself, some of them in KOTOR 1 were more, I guess you could say, like low blows than I found in KOTOR 2. I don't know. Like, for example, in the end of KOTOR 1, I force persuaded my Wookiee partner to kill his best friend.
Yeah.
And,
Poor Mission.
yeah, Mission.
You killed Mission?
Oh, yeah. Mission was getting on my nerves.
Yeah, she was on mine too. I killed her too.
She's got spunk, that one.
Yeah, she's sassy.
Yeah.
That's what she went.
Not
for.
anymore.
I killed her once, too.
No, I killed her every time.
Even when you're good. Kill
even
that
when
bitch.
even when I was good, I
Kill
was
this
like-
bitch.
even when I was good, I still didn't like her.
Yeah, I always hated Car, but go ahead.
Karth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I hated Bastila, even though I ended up
Oh,
having
God.
to take her as my
Oh,
apprentice.
God, if I have to hear about Bastila again.
No, I'm not saying anything. Go ahead.
Why?
He is
What's
in
up,
love with Bastila.
Really?
No,
I always thought she was a condescending bitch, and I
Yeah.
was
He likes that. Hello, do you know who he's married to?
She was hot.
Yeah, he's into that.
she was hot. Anyway, but yeah, and Tack and I were talking about this earlier when we're looking at Tor and the interactive dialogue and stuff like that. And I think even in the previous podcast we brought this up, was like, what if you're grouped with someone that's like a complete asshole and it's like, let's kill him.
And we all agreed, that's you.
Yeah, I'm making a note here. Do not group with Paz. Hold on.
Well, I'm going to have multiple characters, and it's not that I don't enjoy playing good characters, but my inclination is always to be the 100% evil character the first time through.
Because you want to see what will happen.
Yeah, like I have fun seeing these evil reactions, like in Mass Effect when I got to shoot the guy in the face. I was like, how is that even? I've never seen that, in games before, like where you're in dialogue and then all of a sudden you kill him just because you're an evil asshole. I don't know.
Or when you convince the other person to kill himself.
Yeah, exactly. So
The great thing about Mass Effect, and I played through Evil on my second time, and it was a lot of fun, was just the way that the dialogue tree didn't exactly tell you. Like, you would pick an option, but it wouldn't say exactly what you said, like in KOTOR 1 and 2.
Yeah, I
it
like
was
that.
It was just kind of your intent, and then it played out.
Although that's exactly what they did in Old Republic in that little video too. It's like, whatever your thing said, it shows your thought process, but then the actual dialogue it says is different than what you selected, and that makes you more interested in it as well. It's like your options are, I'm just in this for the credits, I just want to kill people, and I'm happy to help. And he's I don't know, and what he says is completely different from the
It makes you pay more attention to what they actually say and draws you in.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. So anyway, Tak, what's up?
I'm downloading actually installing the Arcane Asylum demo right now.
Oh, we just talked about that.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
It's a quality game.
You will enjoy that when you listen to the podcast.
Yep.
Yes, I will.
So you look forward to that.
Play the game and then listen to the podcast.
You're welcome.
Now, Jason and Steve, you guys got that on your PS3, right?
Who's Steve?
I mean, yeah.
Clark Kent has been unglassed to steal one of Steve's lines.
That guy who jumped in the cast for a couple minutes, he dropped back out.
I actually don't own an Xbox, so.
It's on PC too.
Well, actually,
is it? I
PC
didn't
doesn't
know
come
it
out.
was on PC.
PC doesn't come out for 2 more weeks.
So
But the big thing about the PS3 is you have Joker to play in the challenge rooms.
And on to multiplaying, just to pick out a couple articles that were written this week. We had a couple milestones, actually. We did our 100th post, and the topic is our 100th post. It's kind of goobery, but
Leave it to Slurms.
if you'd like to congratulate us through the comments section, go to www.multiplaying.net/archive/1135.
Why would you do that?
it's the number that it automatically assigns.
Yeah, it assigns the number. But
probably change
why
that.
would we want you to leave comments? It's because we are part of the League for Greater Comment Volume, which you can also check out at Multiplaying. And we also hit that. That's the other milestone. We got the highest number of comments.
With 2. Oh, wait, there's 0 after that.
The highest number of comments ever is on our posts complaining about the fact that we don't get comments. So let's see. This started off, wasn't it Tobald on his?
No. Well,
I thought he
Tobald
posted first.
Tobald said something about do people actually read, because he doesn't get very many comments on certain things. But everybody kind of started, I believe, kind of poking fun at that, because Yasharos, or however you actually say that name, because I can't say things for crap, but on Stylish Corpse put something on there about just a random thought for the day about this, I don't know, weird thought that cheese is so great. I don't get it, but talking about the goodness of cheese, and then everybody steamrolled from there and started putting up just insane, crazy, stupid Tuesday. Or what day was that?
It was the Thursday.
Thursday. I don't know why I said Tuesday.
Who was it that did /whore? Because
What, the attention whore?
attention whoring themselves out
That was
to get
Rivs over on High Latency Live.
just trying to get comments, and everyone just started doing these crazy, weird, goofy ass comments on each other's blogs, and
Yeah,
it snowballed.
pretty much everybody out there seemed to do it. Ardua did it, Farrell did it, Sip did it, Frank on Overly
did it,
Positive.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody kind of steamrolled and took it. We actually linked, if you go to that comment post on there for the League of I'm drawing a blank now.
The League of
for
Greater Comment Volume.
There you go. If you go to that post, there's a bunch of links on there for everybody that did that. So it was crazy.
I think this is the first time, this week was the first time I've ever actually posted comments on a blog.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. But anyway, I'm more of a lurker, if anything.
She's very mysterious.
I like to be mysterious when I'm reading your blog. Let's say we also had our further thoughts on Champions Online, which is very popular just because it's a blog on Champions Online.
Is that hold on, I need
The
to
whole
ask
thing can be summed up with
I need to ask a serious question. Is the beta over yet?
Which one? The
Open.
closed or open?
Yeah.
Well, the pre if you bought at certain stores and got the pre-release.
No, I didn't buy anything. Yeah,
Well, I know, but I was actually confused on it, and actually Sip clarified it for me today on his blog. If you bought it from certain stores, you could get into pre-release, and that started today.
Okay, I'm going to delete then. I just need to know if I could delete it yet off my hard drive.
Yeah, it's the closed beta is done, or open beta, whatever you want to call it, and it's on to the pre-release right now, and the game actually comes out for everybody else on the 1st of next month, which is in 3 days.
Hey, what was the pricing on that lifetime subscription? Because I got like 4 or 5 friends that signed up for that, and
Are you serious?
I'm thinking,
God.
yes.
$200
Wow.
Why?
for the sub. That's not including the cost of the box.
I mean, the game, it's not out. What if it sucks?
Exactly.
Okay, London. Hey, Tack, didn't you buy that for hell?
No comment.
Oh, like yeah. I mean, what if it's only out like a few months and tanks? Like some
It
people
won't.
are saying.
It'll have its audience.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like
Yeah.
City of Heroes. A lot of people said City of Heroes was going to tank because who's going to play? But it
And
did
I
fine.
looked up the figures on City Heroes because there was a discussion on, I believe it was on Overly Positive. He was putting something up about how it's going to do or whatever, and I looked up the numbers of City of Heroes, and I think the last numbers that came out, it had like 130,000 subscribers.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
It was like 120 something or 130 something thousand subscribers was the last number, that official numbers that I saw. I can't remember what month those came out, but I figured off of that, you figured that's a pretty niche audience with the comic book lovers and stuff. A lot of people will flock to Champions, and
Just
I
'cause
don't.
it's new.
It's new, yeah. Just because it's new, I'm sure it'll go through the same thing that War did. It'll have a crap ton of people go to it, check it out, give it its first month. Unfortunately, be tourists to the game and then leave. But I'm going with I'll put $1 down to say I bet you the game will probably end having a following of around the same amount the Champions does, or I'm sorry, City of Heroes does. It'll probably have around 100,000. I wouldn't see it getting more than that, but I would be I could be easily surprised.
Champions has one thing that City of Heroes and Villains didn't have, and it's the same thing that like Warhammer has, and that's a huge following from the pen and paper role-playing game.
That's true.
Yeah. Yep. That's true.
I mean, so there's going to be the diehard fans of that have been lusting for some kind of an online interactive game. They're going to buy it no matter what.
The incarnation of the pen and
They'll
paper.
buy it no matter
but with-
what, but they'll only
but with-
stick with it if it's actually a good game, and that's
And with
where.
that, there's where you're going to have your biggest critics of the game.
That's true.
You're going to have
Just like,
people that are used to the pen and paper, and if something's not right, they're going, "Oh no, this isn't a correct iteration of the pen and paper."
Yeah, I mean, I came
played
from
tabletop.
Warhammer tabletop
Did you?
games. Yeah,
Yeah, and he did not play War.
not after the beta. No, I chose not to.
He was
I mean,
smart.
it wasn't because of the translation from the tabletop game. It was for various other things we don't need to really get into. But yeah, it I don't know. Next.
Yeah, let's not kick a dying dead.
Rotting
Dead.
corpse.
Don't say that. It's still got
Undead
still got
horse.
a lot of subs.
It's clean bones now, pretty
It
much.
doesn't have a lot of subs.
I'd be really surprised if it's under 100,000 though.
I wouldn't.
But I wouldn't be
They
surprised.
lost a
If,
huge
Well,
following. Just
I know,
all
but
this-
I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped under 100,000 once a month from now when
Yeah.
all these other games are out.
Once Aion and Champions comes out, I would not be surprised that it's not doing well.
I think Ion's going to steal a lot of Champions Thunder.
Well, yeah.
They're totally different games though.
It's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is that you have two completely different types of people that are
But
going
at
to
the
go.
same
I
time,
think-
I got to
think
ask,
it'll
why
only
would-
steal. I think it'll only steal people. I'm sorry to cut you off. But I think it'll only steal people.
You're so sorry
that
that you're
were-
going to keep talking?
Yeah, that I think it'll only steal people that were only picking up Champions to check out the free month, anyways.
Slurms is the new ab.
What were you saying, Tack?
I don't know. I would just want to know if you have City of Heroes, why would you go to Champions? Maybe
I don't
just
get that either.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's what I was
don't
thinking.
understand. Like, if you're established in City of Heroes and City of Villains, you've got your whole group with you. Is Champion? I have not heard anything that says Champions is so much greater than City of Heroes or City of Villains that I would
Well,
leave
splintering
years
a
of
niche
development.
population.
I didn't.
Really splintering a niche population.
Yeah, that's what I've been
Again, I
thinking.
think you're going to have those people that came from the pen and paper that they've been playing City of Heroes, and they're like, well, this is our game coming out now. This is what we've been, nerding over in the basement for.
But how many is that for Champions?
4. I don't know.
I have no idea. But
Give me numbers here, Ruth.
I'm not huge into those games, but
Let me calculate it.
Yeah, crunch those numbers.
He's got about 7 people spread across the world.
Because I never heard of it before the game was announced.
I didn't either, but I've never heard of Warhammer before Mythic
I
started
had.
developing
I'd heard of
it
that.
either. Well, I'm not as big of
I
a
did.
nerd as you.
Yeah.
And
Whoa.
but the thing with Warhammer is that I found I did run into a few people who I knew who played the tabletop and stuff who are not MMO players, and they had no desire to ever try the MMO because they're not MMO players. It did not entice them to try it at all.
But a couple
There was a
things that
role-playing game also, but anyway.
A couple of things I'm seeing out there, though. The people that will go from City of Heroes over to Champions are the people that are settled in the game and say, you know what, there's nothing really new here for me. Sure, the Going Rogue expansion's coming out. That's new stuff I can check out. But this is going to be something I can go check out until that comes out. It's going to be new experiences. It's still a superhero experiences, which they want, but they want to go check out that. And there's other people out there. I mean, if you go and look at Shadow Wars site, the thing that he wrote, he didn't like City of Heroes, but he actually loves Champions because it does enough different stuff with the combat system that he enjoys it. He didn't enjoy the combat in City of Heroes, which I personally didn't understand because I can create similarities with all the things that you do in the combat of Champions and say, well, this is basically just a different way of doing this with the combat. But for him and many others that I've read, it's different enough that it's more fun.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
Have we beat this to death?
probably.
Ow.
That horse
Dead.
is fucked.
Got it. Okay. Other blogs to mention, we did start doing on Multiplaying, and by we I mean Slurm, a site of the week. And first of all, aka Rare, has a blog called Insert Awesome Aion Name, and you can check that out at
Just go to multiplaying.net and top right, there's a picture of his blog header. Click on it and you're there.
yeah, but that's only if you check if you're listening to the podcast the week it came out. Otherwise, just go to insert-awesome-ion-name.blogspot.com or check our show notes. And then let's see, he's also doing a podcast with a group of his guild. He's called Black Wings of Atria.
Atria, something
Canada.
like
Canada. And you can check that out at www.coffinyourface.com/BWA.
That's
And
an awesome site name.
I like
it
the
is
names
a
these
good
guys have.
name, yeah. But it's also a really good podcast too. They just did their first one last week. They're recording their second one tonight, actually, right now. And it was a really good show. They covered quite a bit of Aeon news. Also, I wanted to just kind of mention Stunny Stomper's now doing Impetuous. How do you say that?
that.
Impetuous.
Potassium.
Impetessium?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
In
I think-
Tigo?
Huh?
What?
If I'm wrong, please someone let me know.
Impetessium.
Potassium.
I was going to say impetuism, but then it's not.
That might be it.
I was going to say impetuism.
Impetusium.
I don't know.
Impetusium.
Pituitary gland.
Balls.
I think it's pronounced Canada.
Impetusium.blogspot.com. Study Stomper, why do you come up with these names like this? And I'm
But
going to
anyways,
probably have to quit calling him that because that's not going to be his name in
Well,
Aion.
his name on Stunny Stopper was actually Thulf.
I know, but I call him Stunny Stomper.
I know. I think everybody did. But anyway, it's spelled IMPETUSIUM.blogspot.com. Go check it out. It's a gorgeous site.
Speaking of that, he did one of his recent blogs was about legions in Aion, and the one part that I'm not concerned about the ranking system and all that, blah, blah, blah. We'll get there, we won't get there, it's no big deal. But there are only 3 permission levels for a legion, which is a guild. So basically you have member, officer, and leader.
Well, that's good for us, really, because we don't get into all that shit.
Well, we kind of did. I mean, we've got multiple levels. Like, basically, you have one leader. Like, we have 4 leaders. You can't do that in this game. You have to have one. That's it. One person is the leader and has all the controls. And what we used to do in all other games was we just made the second rank position in the guild the same name with all the same permissions as close as possible. so that, for all appearances, if you did a search or whatever, they had the same title and everything, so it was obvious who the leaders were. We won't be able to do this. And so then our next 3 ranks, which is basically our co-leaders, our officers, and our core members, which is all been officer status, will have to share the one status. That's not the big deal because it's always been like a very minute details in terms of permissions for changes for them. But then the next step lower, which is normal members, that's where it kind of gets big, because then our loyalty members, our regular members, and our initiates all have the same permissions. So someone who joins today will have the exact same permissions as someone who's been with the guild for like 11 months. And that has had like a huge...
By our standards.
By our standards, yeah. We've always given them, a lot more permissions and stuff within the guild. And so that's a little different. We'll make do. Obviously we'll just, this is how it is.
Nope, game over. We're not playing this.
It's fold up shop.
Yeah, that's it.
Aion is basically like really simplified our guild structure here, which is, we're casual anyway, so it could be a good thing. It might end up working out where we're like, we didn't need all that, and this is fine.
Good. Yeah, we'll see. I don't think it'll be that bad.
It won't
just
be
different.
Well, it won't be that bad because everyone knows it's not by choice. It's just a function of the game.
Well, half of me likes the simplicity of it, but I also liked when you could have kind of a low-ranking individual, someone who's new, someone who, we just picked them up in this game or whatever, and they have a chance to go somewhere in the previous
That's my only concern.
Guilds. Here they can just become an officer, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that initiate to member status, and then that, because with us, you have to be with the guild for like a whole year before you move up. And that's a long time to be with one guild. I mean, I think, wasn't it, Tack, you just made it, and we weren't even in the same game the whole time.
Just made it.
Well, I mean, he just hit his 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, we finally gave him a drawer to put his clothes in when he's...
And he got up there and he realized we're just sitting there.
It's the same
doing
shit.
nothing. Yeah.
It's the same shit.
Really, the upgrade, they just gave me a pillow for my straw bed.
Oh man, you got a pillow?
It was a good year.
I've been
Get
using
your
my
own
shoe.
toothbrush.
He got up there and I'm like, now you can see all our dirt. He's like, yeah, where is it? I'm like, that's it. He's like, there's like 4 things in here. Yeah, that's
We only
it.
have one big skeleton in the closet. Just one.
So yeah, that's but that was nice because I actually didn't notice that in beta. Well, we weren't really focused on.
We didn't care about that.
No, we were just trying out the game and goofing around and stuff and checking it out, see if we even wanted to play. But yeah, I really hadn't paid much attention to that, so I was.
No, yeah, Tack and I were going to upgrade it, but then we found the arena.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then we
Distracted.
were lost in that until the servers came down. Just for Aion news, open beta obviously was announced, if you don't know, September 6th to September 13th. Open beta, though, do you have to have a key? Like, that's the rumor going around.
Yeah, you do.
You have to have
You have to have a
pre-ordered
key,
to be an open beta. It's not really open all.
But it seems like the keys are going to be pretty easy to get.
Yeah, they're not going to make it hard. Like, for example, if you subscribe to File Planet, which I myself do, you're going to get sent a key. If you subscribe, automatically you get a key. I don't know how the retail stores are going to do it. They must have sent out little cards with keys on them.
And if you're pre-ordered, you're automatically getting it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like if you
Paz will have
pre-ordered
a
through.
key to give out.
Oh.
Ruth needs one. I'm saying.
Yeah, like since I have both, I have the pre-order and the File Planet. I'll have 2 keys. I'll have to figure out if I'm going to get a third one from somewhere. Because I'm sure that there's somewhere else I'm going to get it from.
Nice. The one cool thing I love that they're doing, which is I don't think I've ever heard of being done before, is they're doing a pre-select on September 18th. And
Love
you can
that.
actually go in before the head start, after the open beta closes, and
Sorry.
And fall to the ground.
His
You just get knocked out.
No, I was sneezing. I was
Should we
trying to
call
get the
the
fucking
police?
headset off my head.
You've
Did you
been
get knocked out
assaulted.
by Mike Tyson?
How'd that sound? I was like.
it was like
I'm about to
Odalus. You know how Odalus sounds when he comes and leaves every freaking time to the computer?
COMEF.
I was about to sneeze. I didn't want to sneeze right in the mic.
COMES.
Took my headset off, and I realized, like, all of a sudden, like, the sound stuff, like, yeah, they definitely heard that.
Oh, man.
A little bit.
My favorite was when Odalus leaves his computer and he puts it next to his fan on the tower. And it's and we're like, what the hell is that?
That's
Odalus
great.
left.
It's all go to another room in Ventrilo. Anyway, What they're doing is pre-select, which I really like. I've never heard of. September 18th, you go in, you can reserve your character name and figure out what server you're going to be on. And this is after the open beta is closed, and then the head start starts on
Sunday.
the 20th. Which is a weird date.
That's awesome.
That's terrible for me. I work 12 hours on Sunday.
I'm sorry. They were thinking of you when they planned the whole thing.
That could also mean extreme traffic for that first day, too.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, yeah.
I'm taking Monday off to cover my bases.
Yeah.
Probably either going to take Monday or Tuesday off. I'm not sure which yet.
I think I'm going to get roof work done that day.
There you go. That'll work out well. You might have to stay home to get that taken care
Yeah,
of.
I think so.
Okay.
No, I was
Watch for
backstory. I was supposed to have roof work done today, and I had to stay home with my son anyways. But they had to reschedule on me. So during a conversation I had with Zeli today, we figured maybe
During a conversation, like the all-day conversation.
that was a long conversation. That maybe I should reschedule the roof work done to be on when Aion comes out. So
There you go.
Just so people know, you can download the open beta client. I know you can just patch it normally. You have until September 6th. I've seen a lot of complaints through, the Twitter, the hashmark Aion thing about people, oh my gosh, it's trickling in. And it's like, but you have until September 6th. If that's not good enough, I know the patch is like, 3 gigs. You can get it from BitTorrent or FilePlanet. So,
BitTorrent.
whatever.
BitTorrent.
I call it BitTorrent.
Do you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I call it Canada.
When in
Get
doubt,
it
Canada.
from FilePlanet and just get it done, because mine's done.
Are some of the people Are some of the
Mine's done.
people that are worried about it trickling in worried because maybe they shut their computers off or something?
I have no idea.
Probably.
I don't know. They don't want to leave their computers running for that long. I don't know.
I don't know. I went from FilePlanet. It took me like an hour and a half to download and patch. So
Yeah, me too.
But-
Do we have anyone in our group here or in the guild who had open beta, or not open beta, closed beta previous to July 29th?
I did.
Okay, you have to update your Aion game passwords. Do you know about that?
I already did that.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Oh, I know. I was trying to be helpful, so screw off.
I appreciate you looking out.
Trying to be nice. All right, well.
Squash that noise. I did that.
Shit. That's why I'm
She got your back and you're going to diss it like that?
Wow. This is why I'm not
I mean,
nice.
hey, Zeli, thanks for that tip, man. I'm going to do that right now.
F you. Moving on from Aion, since we're not actually playing, that's about all we have. So
Thought anything about with the Old Republic? They technically, officially, like on the site, announced the Sith Warrior about. And Tak and I were talking about
I
this
got
earlier.
that email.
No, but Tak and I were talking about this earlier, where in the BioWare games like KOTOR and stuff, they usually let you pick a base class and then branch out however you want. We were talking about why are they going to pigeonhole the Sith Warrior into being the strictly melee class? That means they're going to have to make another force-powered class to be the caster support one. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
that
when-
means
think
that we
there's some- there's
the more
been
I
some-
calm down and think about it, it would actually be easier to balance it to have all right, there's a melee class. Let them branch out either into the Marauder or the whatever the Sith Assassin.
Did you say that more you calmed down and thought about it? Were you all in a huff about this?
Yeah, I was. I was actually pretty pissed
Well-
about it. To be honest with
well,
you.
Go flying into a rage?
yeah, he went into a Sith rage earlier, and no, because we were just talking about earlier, and
Totally trashed the apartment.
yeah, we were talking about it earlier. I was just curious if you guys had thought about that at all, because that in a way that means we already know what one of the other classes is going to be. You know what I mean?
I think it'd be easier for balance, so it might be better in the end. And like we said, it's still at least 2 years from launch. So
Who knows what the hell's going to
yeah,
happen? Anyway,
More like
I was just
5
curious.
years.
yeah.
Every
Hopefully,
time.
I wouldn't mind it being 5 years out. I think there's enough good games to get.
2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time we do the podcast or every time we mention Tor, we need to up it one more year.
Yep. So we're up to like 2011 right now, right?
we were playing
Anyway.
Team Fortress 2 on Monday. How did
You could call it that, playing.
How did last week's play session go from your perspectives?
Uh-oh.
It's pretty solid, I think.
Yeah, that was a solid C- effort, I
Yeah.
would say.
Did you guys really suck or something? Like,
We
what?
did.
Well, I
some
certainly
things.
did. I won't call anybody out on this call, but I certainly did.
I specifically got called out and yelled at repeatedly.
By other people in the server?
Well, yeah,
You know,
not by our people. Our people don't care.
No, I know, not our people, but other people.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I might have too, but it scrolled by so fast I
Oh,
didn't see
you
what
yelled
it
at
was.
me? Oh, no.
you
Oh,
score?
people yelled at you.
Someone said something to me, and I saw my name flash by, but then, and I couldn't. I'm in the heat of battle. I'm getting shot at. I'm not going to go scroll back up. I'm not even sure how you can scroll back up in that game, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I
Didn't
don't
you
know.
set the highest score from our side? Didn't you set the highest score, Zeli?
I think
Yeah,
she
she
did.
did. She
She
did.
certainly was kicking my butt all night, points wise.
But somebody told her that she wasn't healing the right people, so she got upset.
The one guy asked for some sort of special gun or something, and that's when Slurm's like, you don't have that. Don't worry about it. It's something you, like, acquire or
Right.
something, like, after a
Yeah,
while.
she was playing a healer, and the
She
guy
doesn't have
was.
the crit gun yet.
Yeah, she didn't have the Kritzkrieg yet, and the guy was saying, "Hey, get the Kritzkrieg and blah blah blah. Just start using that for this map." And she's like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah. What language is this man speaking?
Yeah, well, that's what's weird
You're
about
like, I
that
don't
game
speak
is that
German, asshole.
that's what that's what's weird about the game though is that it's been out for so long and so many people play. They just always assume that everybody knows exactly what you're talking about, and
Yeah.
you don't expect a lot of new people in the game. But yes, we had one there.
Yeah, and then
This
the
is one
one
of those-
guy's like, Shenanigan, you need to heal everybody, not just certain people. And it's like, no, I had
But
always...
I like these people.
Yeah, well, I had heard that, like, you kind of heal when you can, when you see people, but then you kind of settle into someone and, like, really let them go, for your Ubers and stuff like that. And so that's what I was doing. And, there are times, too, where, like, I barely see someone out the side of my screen fly by just before they blow up. And it's like, I'm probably not good enough to catch them and heal them up in time. I don't know.
And that's fine.
Maybe I'll
Just
develop that later. But yeah, it was...
third time
God,
it's
I
not
felt
expected.
like,
but
oh my God, I'm like,
Yeah.
these people were not happy with us.
Any game that has a longevity like that online, there's always a huge barrier to entry on it that you're going to have to try to just fight through.
But I still think the game's really fun, but maybe for this next TF2 night, which is the 31st, Monday, join our Steam group at steamcommunity.com/group/multiplaying.net and just simply like go in there, check to see who's playing what and join in. I think we're going to try and find an empty server.
Yeah, we're just try to dick
That'll be
around.
fun.
Just
Yeah.
versus us, kind of take the pressure from the last week off. And I'm not overly sensitive like that, but you guys were getting smoked too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've done ever since we started going back and doing these TF2 nights. I haven't played in a while, and I've just been doing horrible because I've always played as the demo man in the past and coming back and trying to play it, and it's just one of those classes that hasn't been upgraded like many of the others. It
Yeah.
just almost seems nerfed. I know Wes over on the control point complains about the demo man every so often, and I totally agree with what he says. It just doesn't feel. I don't feel like I'm doing what I used to be able to do with it. And I don't know exactly what it is, but it's just not working out, and that's
it's
all I'm
because
really used to playing.
It's because the other classes have been buffed up with their
Yeah.
upgrades and their stuff like that, and you haven't gotten that love yet.
Right.
And once you do, it'll be nice. You can switch out your stuff, but I don't know. Like I said it with one of my friends we were playing at the time, and I said, why are they doing one class at a time? That makes no sense. The last class to get it is going to be like, oh, fucking thanks a lot, which in all likelihood looks like it might be the demo man.
Well, what's left? Isn't Soldier left?
Soldier and demo man. What else? Engineer.
Engineer had a small upgrade, but they never had an
Yeah.
official one.
They never got an official one. They just got an upgrade that allows them to make everything into tier 3 stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I thought they got an
Nothing.
upgrade that allows them to just run around the map with a freaking toolbox.
No, that was just that one guy.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That was just that one dude.
Gotcha.
He
I'm
was,
gonna put this somewhere.
I got my tools. I'm going to build some.
Fix the sink.
I would
I'll leak pipe.
to request, I mean, just for fun or just for me, tips and suggestions to be sent in. If you want to email us at multiplaying, is it multiplaying@gmail.com?
Yes.
Yeah, use that. And
Tips.
I
Good
could
idea.
use some tips, some suggestions. I was playing a medic. I do find the pyro more fun, but is there something else like the soldier or something that I might get into that I won't get yelled at so much? Like the medic seems to be rather focused.
I need
Soldier's
People
pretty
really
neutral.
focus on the
Yeah.
medic.
those more support. Well, Soldier's not a support class.
Well,
but
I don't think I could do the sniper or the spy. It seems like you really have to
No.
know every map and know
No,
what you're
I
doing
wouldn't
and where
worry
to
about it.
hide. And
No, you're gonna get
Soldier-
yelled. You're gonna get yelled at most as a heavy, a medic, and probably an engineer.
soldier, you probably won't get yelled at. It's a basic offensive class. I mean, you're supposed to be going in there and you're going to get killed, but you're not going to get yelled at for trying to heal somebody.
Okay.
Right. I mean, you're just going in there and blasting away. That's it.
All right.
Basically, any of the offensive classes except for heavy, you should be able to just do whatever the fuck you want, and you'll be fine.
Gotcha. Wes did say we could join in on the control point server anytime. I pointed out to him that, like, okay, well, last week we had like 6 to 8 people, so that was obviously too many to just pop into their server. But if we ever have a slow Monday, TF2 Monday, where it's just like 1 or 2 people, pop into their server, because then you'll have plenty of people to play with. They're not demanding, and they're just, there for the goofy fun of it.
Yeah, they're just hanging out.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, and that's more our style anyway. So
I would like to add into here that as far as our game nights, I think we're probably going to be dropping the Left 4 Dead nights, just not getting a big turnout on it, and that's partly my fault. I don't really, like last week, I didn't even show up for it. I should say this last week.
TF2 more so, and
it's easier to jump into a game of TF2 than it is.
Well, TF2, if there's only 1 or 2 people showing up, you could still pop into something.
Exactly. That was kind of the crux with that. And if we have too many people show up on Left 4 Dead, you really can't play. So I think we're just going to end up dropping that. Just stick with the one night, especially with Aion coming up. What you might want to look out for is we will start announcing on the podcast. If somebody wants to do a special gaming night, we'll announce it on the podcast and ahead of time and try to coordinate one. But we're not going to do any more weeklies other than TF2.
Yeah, because that seems one that we can all just kind of hop in, do our shit, and get out.
Yeah.
You're supposed to select an event to host, announce it like 2 hours beforehand, and then bitch up a storm the next day when nobody shows up.
Is that the?
Oh, and then
write that down. Write that down.
I got years of experience with that.
We're gonna do a Call of Duty 4 match in 2 hours, and then the podcast is gonna come out in a couple days.
I was gonna say the podcast isn't gonna come out until Sunday. Let's say we actually have some listener feedback. I learned this week that Grok, actually, because he's a genius, and he's in Canada, so you know how to do it. There's actually a way to go into iTunes and select other iTunes stores, which I never bothered to even figure out. So we have some old reviews that I never knew about. One is from Denmark iTunes. This is from back in October of 2008, but we never said it, so I want to read it anyway. Excellent podcast for war, 5 stars. This is back when we were Cotcast, and it was by Chrisus from October 23rd. Yep, 2008. And she. I hate doing like
He/she. That's what they have in Denmark.
This person stated, I found this podcast very entertaining and informative. Haven't played yet as I'm waiting for a new machine. It is a great laid-back listen, and the speakers are fun and friendly. I would recommend this cast to anyone who is into the war universe.
And then he got his new
He/she
machine.
didn't buy a machine.
And then he went and got the new machine and went, oh, fuck. This
Damn it!
Yeah, liars. The Canadian iTunes, June, let's see. Well, first we'll do the March 30th, 2009. Hilarious, 5 stars by Scarslan. Best Warhammer podcast, bar none. Feels like chatting with a few good friends. Highly entertaining. Password Savings. Password Savings is probably our best show. If you're wondering which one that is, look for Cotcast episode 23. And then the other one was for June 3rd, 2009 by Psychostic. Quicksand Titties, Coors Light, and War. It can't get any better. 5 stars.
Quicksand Titties was great.
Quicksand Titties. I can't believe they didn't let us make that freaking guild.
I used to play WoW, and I learned about podcasts through there. Listening to helpful tips, the news, it helped me fall asleep. But Codcast actually keeps me awake. I have not even listened to episode 27 because I don't want to miss anything. Great podcast, probably the best so far. Helpful for new and old players, and a way to relax without actually being there on the podcast. Keep up the great work.
Hooray.
Yay, we got some new U.S. ones. Let's see. August 25th, an alcohol-aware podcast, 5 stars by Effer. This may not be the most erudite, articulate, or esoteric discussion of video games you'll ever hear, but it is a bunch of
because we don't know those words.
I know. Oh my god.
Reviewers use smaller words.
It's good. I like it. But it is a bunch of drunk yokels talking about What games are fun? 5 stars. And then we have Slurm's favorite I've heard about for like 2 days now. Oh, Shamalama Ding Dong. 5 stars by Mucho Hombre. August 26th. Let's see, he said, man, oh man, these cats are one crazy bunch of mofos.
Yeah, anyone who uses cats.
I love cats, yeah. He says, they get it, though. Playing games should be fun. BSing about games should be fun. Listening to people BSing about games should be fun. More cowbell.
That one seems like
That is a good one.
It is a really great review.
Actually,
Thank you, Mucho Hombre.
Mucho Hombre is the man.
Where is this guy? He's really guild material.
Yeah, join up, bitch. What are you doing over there?
We should make him
Nothing.
straight into an officer. That's
You
it.
got your stupid
Sounds
face
good.
written all over you. La fiesta es en mi pantalones.
I think that's it. That is
Yeah.
Protestant. Someone else want to read? Do you have the agenda up? Anybody? Does anybody have it up?
Yeah, I
got
do.
it.
Paz, you have just volunteered to read the outro.
All right. Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast to multiplaying.net. The views expressed in this podcast are solely attributable to those who convey them. Our views should not be misrepresented as the official views of anyone or anything else. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
Mucho hombre.
To ungeneric it, really seriously, we need some ideas.